Today I'm judging my music for all it's worth, for everything. My music is not worth shit. Especially don't go on the Spotify and listen to it under good it's new. Don't you don't want to do that. You have better things to do. Good thing I don't have better things to do than to waste my time listening to my old music. I realize that this tier list is a little stacked, a little sided to one side of the spectrum, and it may have you confused. Like, Gracie, are you saying that these songs up here are the greatest, the best songs to ever exist? My intentions with this list right here, I am grading these staples of the scene. They're not necessarily good songs. I know this. I recognize this. But the point of this isn't to say that they're bad, nor is it to say that these are the best bands to ever exist. The point of this entire experiment is to grade them amongst themselves. What is the best of the scene? Why was it so popular? Why did it stick with me as a child? You may disagree that this music is even worth examining, but I was a cringe child and I will live as a cringe adult. However, you may have noticed that there's a whole bunch of empty real estate down here. There's a whole bunch of stuff down here that would make you feel like,
you gotta settle.
This isn't to say that there's no bad songs. This just to say that the ones I've listened to, the ones I have looked at, I feel like genuinely in my heart to hearts does not belong down here in this bottom area. But what if I wanted to fill it out a little? What if I looked into my past, judge my music, and try to genuinely find the worst of the worst? The stuff that I once thought was good, but now I think is more like,
Avatar!
Not what I would ever listen to now. I think a good parameter for this list is like, if I'm showing my wife this song and I'm feeling her soul leave her body as she's trying to entertain this thing that I put in front of her, if there is adverse effect, a reaction, a pull, then that is a song that I would consider bad. And if it's so bad that I reconsider my entire outlook on the band, I would consider that a full goddamn slam it right there. Bands that I did like at one point. At one point, I would have said,
okay, good for you.
And now, who knows? Who knows what I'll say? Who knows if I'll agree? And I want the challenge here to be for us to be honest with ourselves, to genuinely look at our music, at our darkest, most embarrassing music. I am going to try and treat this sort of like an iceberg. Like, I'm going to show you the most generic, approachable shit, and then we're just going to kind of get weirder and more obscure in hopes of find just the true gems of MySpace trash. Maybe I'll find the opposite effect. Maybe I'll find something from my past that I don't remember, that I'm not aware of, that does fit up here with the good boys, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to really give these bottom rows some friends. It's just so empty down here, and it's about time we fill this shit out. So let's start with our first contenders. First up, first on the block, Breathe Carolina.
Breathe Caroline.
A lot of these bands, if we're being real,
I want the song of the American dorm room.
And that's all I've ever wanted. It's just a song of the American dorm room. But I feel like you're going to learn a lot about me from this. I feel like this journey, this experience, you're going to learn a thing or two about me. I don't want to generate any discussions that aren't productive to the task at hand. These are bad bands by design. With that being said, let's get started with Breathe Carolina. I had only ever known this first album, the parts of my heart that appreciates electronica, but the part of my heart that fucking hates repetitive sound. One thing you're gonna notice about me is I like a lot of energetic, sporadic music that is in a relatively poppy, pop punk framing. Breathe Carolina is one of those bands that sits right on that exterior, that Warped Tour blanket of teen poppy whatever. This song I have not heard since the day is gone, and you're gonna notice a lot of these come from the same year. Those will give me my high school days, because that's when I was listening to music. That's just how it.
Look out, world! 2 cougars on the prowl.
And that's where we are now. We're cougars. And you know what we do to cougars? Put them down. Oh my God, Jesus. First off, sorry. I'm just curious what's with the aspect ratio. Why are we so tight? Why are we so freaking tight here, boys? Well, now I'm starting to think that the small aspect ratio is to stop the chances of it getting copy claimed. But we're on Rise Records. Why would Rise Records crop the V? It looks bad, is my point. It doesn't look natural. It don't look right. It don't look right. I believe, honestly, I think I have completely blocked this song out of my memory. This was full of surprises. I don't remember them screaming. And I know a lot of these bands have gone on to make music that is perhaps better than the music that I'm checking out, but I am solely grading the songs that came out and not the band as a whole here. So some would say that shares there is love. I got this one. Gracie, goddamn it, Grace, you know this one.
You're an idiot!
No, I got it.
You're an idiot!
Do you believe in life after love? Do you believe in life after love? Some would say would be the first instance of auto-tune being used. And especially with the rise of T-Pain, that auto-tune would be implicated in what I would say ways that fundamentally misuse it as a tool and as an artistic representation of your vocal performance. I hate to say it, but I think Breathe Carolina here might be one of those cases where they are misusing the auto-tune. Not hard to listen to. It's not abrasive. It's smooth. They're giving off like this very fun scene vibe, and they're like, we have hot scene babes here. The screaming part's really the only part with any energy in it, and everything around the song's kind of boring and really repetitive and really takes its time. So I'm gonna have to grade here our first band on the block, Breathe Carolina, with their classic painted over hot boy scene pics. This one aged poorly, and this one is not going to be a full slam it. It's not, because there is something about this particular mixture of soft boy auto-tune pop and screamo that is more pleasurable than like the crunk core that would directly follow this, where the goal is being obnoxious, and that's not really what I enjoyed at this time. So they're probably gonna be a soft slam it, just because this song I don't connect to anymore. Now, I don't know if I'm going to say the same about I See Stars over here. Now, I have seen some stars in my time. And I do not remember, speaking of auto-tune, if I will enjoy this. Some of these I don't really need to get that far into them to remember. Like, this is pretty standard. This is pretty standard screamo, pop punk. It hits right there, right in the veins.
My tits stand up like the American flag.
For some reason, this was a band that all my guy friends would recommend. They would always be included on tours with like heavier bands, heavier screamo bands for sure. On screamo part, the screamo part. I like them because they're cheesy, but this isn't the type of cheesiness that you can sustain. So I'm not really sure where their music is nowadays, but I do like 3D. 3D is a fun song. This is just so simple and easy to understand. You enjoy the sugariness and you enjoy the screams, and you want both of them mixing, almost pushing those limits of how sugary you can get with how heavy you can get. If you like that contrast, I think this is probably the best version of those two extremes playing with each other. So with that being said, if I am judging them, I think this is them in the ties. I try to pick photos of what I recognize them from on MySpace, because that's how I found out about almost all these bands is MySpace. You go to their MySpace, you see what they look like, the songs they put out, usually music videos on there, whatever. If I'm judging, and honestly, if I'm judging this entire album 3D, no, not down there, honey. It's a soft jam it for me. Not fulfilling my goals here, because this is an actual good song that I like. Would I recommend this song to like my wife? Maybe. I think I could get her to enjoy it after a while. Breathe Carolina, on the other hand, I think she would fucking reject. That's where we are so far. Are we agreeing? Have I lost you yet? Oh my God, what a trip. What a trip down memory lane.
Okay, we get it. Nobody's as seen as you.
Let's see if we can get even poppier. Freshman 15, kind of a derogatory name. Maybe this can prove my point on how I see stars from my memory does that dynamic good, and Freshman 15 kind of does that dynamic not my favorite. I don't remember this song.
2,000 miles, no, they'll never beat us. Whoa, those lips are nice.
Okay, all right, okay. You caught me. You caught me red-handed. Putting out bangers, putting straight up bangers on this playlist. My God, I'm sorry that I just keep picking songs that I think I like. If you want to know like who this is for, it's me. And this guy's not digging them. That's fine. This guy was in the pit all day and he's burnt to shit and he's not vibing with Freshman 15 that much, and that's okay because they're not meant for him. They're meant for the young queer pop punks. He's surrounded.
But them's the breaks.
Is this a Hot Topic set? Yes. Oh my God. I can't believe it's still here.
Don't let me feel this alone. If you do, I'll never forget you.
I feel this. I feel this like in my soul. The past is so grainy. I love how low tech we lived 15 years ago. This was a credible quality at the time, and I would play this almost daily on my laptop.
All these words on the tip of my tongue.
Yo, Atticus 182 FOB. This is Grace from 16 Years in the Future. Thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much. That one was beautiful. Freshman 15. I don't think they're for everyone. I think they're probably a little too gay and obnoxious for a lot of people out there. So I'm going to put them in the Slam Jam because it's up to you. It is your call. It is your choice. I personally jam them. I remember playing the crap out of it. Freshman 15 for me, Slam Jam straight in the middle. Straight in the middle. That feels honorable.
So lie to me now.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I don't remember this. Still trying to get my bearings. Jesus Christ. I Set to Kill. Come on, guys. Yeah.
Breathe in slowly now.
I don't think it's a thing of me being like too old or like outgrowing this music. I listen to so much more aggressive music, and I find this just particular brand very boring and repetitive. I really enjoy her voice, and that's probably the best thing I can say about it. It's pretty. See, they just have her repeating the line. That's incredibly disappointing. He's an atrocious. Not particularly pleasant to listen to. Hold on. Wow, I think they did it. Everybody. Okay, everybody, give I Set to Kill a big old round of applause because they are our first.
Thanks for the concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
Sorry, babes. You deserve to be in a better band, and this band is not good. Not one that I even really particularly remember liking. I did listen to them at some point, and I thought they were like hard, and I don't like boring bands. And I'm putting all my hope into a Skylit Drive, because this band, this album, very important to my well-being as a high schooler, someone who enjoyed skateboarding at the local skate park. This was a whole lot of fun to listen to. You gotta watch them in order. When you're watching TV and a music video would just come on randomly, you're like, oh, what's this band? What's this song? Who directed it? I need to know these things. And it's kind of fun that they still have that. It's like a relic of the past. Does this one come first? Can't remember the order. F it, we'll do it live. All right, so part one, lead singer's dead. We have a murder mystery. I don't know. This music video doesn't really give us much in the way of context. We see the lead singer dead. The rest of the band are cops outside of the hotel room. They're just kind of bopping, going along with it. And they're out here just rocking their hearts out. I give it to the band. They are performers. Each one is performing to the camera. Each one is giving it 100%. They all have their little moves, their little moments, make contact with you, the audience at home. And it's interesting because this is mostly a performance video with a little bit of story. He comes back kind of as like a ghostly figure to yell in the drummer's face, which I get it. I'm angry at him too for this lame ass haircut. That's neither here nor there. I appreciate this band, and like I See Stars, this is sort of a relic, a fun relic of the past, though I do find that they take themselves a little too seriously for the music they're playing. Gotta watch I'm Not a Thief, I'm a Treasure Hunter. That's part 2, baby.
I'm here. I'm not sure this is right.
Part 2. The cops killed him. We find out he was a ghostly figure haunting the cop that had killed him. And the cops are dirty, rotten pigs, and they have no remorse for your cute punk singer. They have no remorse for you're seeing her begging, screaming on the ground. It's funny how little of a story they put in, and yet it feels like they drag it out so much throughout the music video. I do think this song is a little better than the other one. There's a little more of a structure to it, and the high points hit a little harder than Knights of the Round, but I'm not judging them against each other. I'm just kind of judging a Skylit Drive as I knew them at the time. Did they deserve me rushing to the stage, rushing to the first stage at Warped Tour to watch them open that year? I always felt like the screams and kind of the dreariness of a Skylit Drive holds them back. Do feel like the album that came after this was incredibly lame. This album, this era, though, I think they kind of sit in the slam it or jam it. I like it. I can still dig this. I can vibe, throw it in the playlist, have it come up every now and again. I will enjoy it. But I can completely understand if you just can't get into this whatsoever. There is a particular level of obnoxiousness that comes with how pretty he sings, with how deep and intense they scream, and it feels like kind of like a schizophrenic pull between the two sides. I like it because I don't get bored by it. And that being said, we're gonna get the fuck out of Screamo for a minute. Check in on my boy Chris. There are songs that I feel like shaped me as a person, and it is kind of hilarious how little I care about Dashboard Confessionals at this age. It's kind of interesting how little their music has persisted with me. What should I judge them on? Because I used to listen to all these. Screaming Infidelities is the song. That's like the fucking song, dude. Better not be the one with drums. I tell you what, if this is the one with drums, then it's straight up. Don't play me that shit. Featuring Aaron Paul. Hold on. Okay, hold on. First of all, places you've come to fear the most. That definitely means that it's the one with drums. Also, two, from the MTV movie Wasted with Aaron Paul. I'm a little curious now. I'll take the drum version, if only this oddity, this moment in time. I'll take it.
Except when you signed it, I will love you always. As for me, I wish that I was anywhere. Cuddling close, blankets and sheets, and I am alone.
Can't tell if the song's doing the movie a disservice or if the movie's doing the song a disservice, because they are both equally unappealing, and together I don't want to watch either. And this is the worst version of the song. I think Chris's writing and his guitar playing is so specifically off and unique to him that any drumming or backing track that you put to it is gonna sound kind of odd and is gonna sound kind of off. And his music is meant to be a soft boy acoustic, a campfire lullaby track, and the backing band feels like it's trying to give it more credibility than the music deserves. I find his singing now obnoxious, and it's weird because it worked on me when I was younger. It had hook, line, and like pull on me as a person. I found their songs extremely effective and touching, and I would have probably claimed them as one of my favorite bands.
We watch the season pull.
But I'm embarrassed now. I'm genuinely embarrassed by this. Don't think it's like bad. It's like competently made. It's just so sappy. It's very fake.
You have stolen my
Life wasn't easy, and I was dealing with issues. I had problems in my head, man. You wouldn't understand them. D-Board was here to help me. Is he problematic? Has he been canceled? I do not know. He seems like the type of person that would have something going on. But as for the dashboard I knew, I think I'm okay laying them to bed. I don't think it's so awful that it should be thrown away into the hells of time. Don't really enjoy it, and I wouldn't call a majority of their music good. I don't think that movie looked good with Aaron Paul, and I like Aaron Paul. I don't have an issue with him, but that movie did not look good. It fundamentally looked like crap.
But that's offensive to every douchebag I've ever met.
That's where dashboard sits. Can I do worse than that? Can I do sappier? Come on, where's like the really bad stuff? What's like the truly, truly awful shit that you enjoyed?
Desperate for your voice.
He looks like he's in pain. It's okay, buddy. You don't have to sing the song. Hey, if the song's hurting you, you don't have to sing it. You can stop. You can come back down.
To tell you I love you.
I remember this. Honestly, I think this song, this shit is straight cursed. This should probably be illegal to be this sappy and this lame. This just puts me in a bad place. What is this music video? What does he do? What is happening? Cursed. It's cursed. Congratulations, and I'm so happy to tell Eyes 9 Kills, you're not
Thanks for the
alone.
concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
John Vesley, you have made it onto our list as our second total and utter slam it. There's a period where that type of sappy MySpace ballad was appropriate, but it feels today like the equivalent of sappy, slow, boring disco or like 1970s style pop. So I declare ye, and I am like the arbiter of this. I mean, I'm the only I listen to this shit.
Come on, take a step towards me so you can figure me out.
Listening to them, I actually remember another one from my youth. Actually, a local Seattle band. Maybe a step sappier. I don't know. Does this hold up? If you know, you know. If you didn't know how to play this on guitar, then I do not believe that you are part of the MySpace music scene. Thank you. Goodbye.
And I know, when I know this is the only way of pleasing the crowd. Let's get a little closer now. You say that we're all tied up and wrapped.
I want to check out the actual music video.
Hey, sweetie.
Is that
So you're
Dexter
gonna be in here
Sad?
doing your homework?
Dexter Morgan's father?
Bye-bye.
It's not. I just looked at it again. It's not. I'm glad I clicked on the music video as well, because I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't know if I've ever watched this.
I've been hoping and praying for a single way to show you what I'm all about.
It's so interesting to see something become dated before your eyes.
I'm Eric, and this is Andrew, my puppet, and we are the Scene Aesthetic. And we're gonna do a song called So Peter, You've Become. And I'm still not sure if she really knows.
Fight off your urges to tell her how you feel can only cause you problems.
That looks like a completely different kid. Okay, these guys are legends, all right? And they are staples, and they are an important pillar of the acoustic emo soft boy music scene, but it is trash. It's not the worst trash, but it's pretty trash. I can admit that. I am adult enough to admit that. And with that, I need a cleansing. Can we get heavy again? Just a little bit, just a little bit of heaviness, and then we can go back to...
I want the song of the American dorm room.
Also, we can go back to listening to.
Avatar.
Oh my god. Okay. This one's interesting, and I want it to be known that the version I liked of this song was like 3 versions less auto-tuned and less produced than the one that they did in their album and the one they put in their music video. Hello, Editing Grace here to say howdy howdy. I did end up finding the demo after all, but with a different name. It is not called Take One Last Breath like it was on the full-length debut album version. It seems to be under the name Pedestrians is another word for speed bump. Is that a cute and fun title? It might have been in 2009. However, though, when I click on this guy and I listen to it, oh my god, so fucking... When I click on this guy and I play it, it still does not sound like in my brain. When I think about this in my head, in my brain, in my heart, when I look back into 2009, when I look back at that year, I do not remember this song sounding like this. In my head, the version that I got off of LimeWire was way more raw and less auto-tune than this. So I don't know what's going on here, guys. I might be completely talking shit here and misremembering the song, and hearing this shit now, I definitely do not like it. I did notice though that there was new-ish music by them. 10 songs is not an EP, 32 minutes. But let's hear Reefer Madness. This isn't the video you are watching, and this is like a sidebar to a sidebar, but I need to hear this to get my reference to how music progressed and how I view the past or something. I don't know. They're Canadian. Am I allowed to even listen to this? Do I have to pay like an extra royalty or a tariff to play a Canadian band these days? I do think that this album, this music, this artist is probably a total slam it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna rate it in the video that I'm currently editing right now that I could actually take a look at and see how I rated it. But for me, in my heart today, which is not the day that I recorded this video initially, I'm saying this is kind of bad. I'm saying this is pretty bad. Anyway. Love you everybody. Hope you're doing well. Back to the video. I have to say that this is the inferior version of this song, but this is the song. This is just like an awful representation of it. I don't know what to tell you. This shit is probably pretty cringe. Here we are, cowboy.
Even some of the guys nowadays love to have a hot actor in the film. You know, it's all good.
It's true, Derek. It's so true.
Take one last breath. You're about to shout to you. Captain for the Silvix. Captain, help part the stage. Look what we built.
Your mother stand up like the American has a sickness. Your mother has a sickness.
That was a workout. That was insane. That was a total.
Thanks for the concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
Oh my god. There's something about let me put it, boys. There you go. One's good.
Thanks for the concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
Finding what really does not stick. Here's the thing. You're not listening to me. I feel like I'm losing you guys because you're seeing this, and you're thinking I'm tasteless and I'm fucking classless, and this isn't true. There's a version of this that I got from the internet. That was so good once. It's so pretty. I love it. It's like an angel singing. Oof, it's hard not to feel anything but embarrassment on that one. That was me. That was me. One more time.
Thanks for the concern, but I got laid 3 weeks ago.
I swear though, there's a demo version that wasn't that bad. So I remember not liking this chorus. I was waiting for this album to come out because this was like their first full-length album, and I was disappointed with this representation. But goddamn, it goes really hard. Does even the song I Like Them For? I got mad at them because I felt like they were deviating from this more what I thought was raw sound. But Numbers is so tight and it's such a good adaptation into metalcore, progressive metalcore. Honestly, everybody go listen to Skylit Airplane. Where is it?
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
There are aspects of Screamo that I feel are genuinely worth listening to and worth giving a chance. I feel like a lot of people's stipulation is like the worst of the scene. The stuff that feels like it's trying to be obnoxious and annoying for the purpose of being obnoxious and annoying, and the stuff that feels like it's being almost produced to be the thing that the other bands just do so naturally good, that has a lot of ideas and a lot of energy to place into the music they're making, where a lot of this just feels kind of like tired and uninspired. Pick me up, boys. Oh, we got a little Chopin. Was it Chopin to pull us in? I want to say I enjoyed. Should I enjoy them as much as Skylit Airplane? I do find Danny screaming a little obnoxious, especially on In Vogue. In Vogue is a classic album. Classic. It's one of those albums that was like a pillar of one of the bands I wanted to be like, because there is an energy and an intensity that comes with Drop Dead Gorgeous, that it's undeniable, that it's captivating. But I do also feel like the production on In Vogue does them a huge disservice. If I were grading them on their latter albums, then they would get a much higher rating, because I do listen to Hot and Heavy. This album does slap, and this album is a total jam. Even if there is some questionable aspects with the band, with how they do play into misogyny and harmful stereotypes, taking on this serial killer look, this serial killer sort of persona. If you come to my Super Mitts, it would not surprise me if a Drop Dead Gorgeous song is plopped in here. Let's see. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint me, please. Not on YouTube. Damn it. Okay. Well, the city is a good song. If I was grading it solely on Hot and Heavy, Drop Dead Gorgeous would be a total jam. But this is in Vogue era, and I've actually kind of fallen out of love with it. And I say the production stops it from being better than how I remember. The parts that slap still slap, like We're Going Nowhere Fast or Honey, Are You On Your is a great song. Night to Face Round 1 is good. And of course, The Closer was actually a song that we would cover in one of my first bands. So it's like, I have a special place in my heart for Drop Dead Gorgeous for being the type of heaviness that I enjoy. There is a connection going into our next artist. The piano player for Drop Dead Gorgeous played live shows with Sonny Mora when Sonny was going solo before Skrillex, just before Skrillex, but after From First to Last. This was Sonny's first dip into making music after From First to Last. There were like early MySpace songs, and I actually think Mora had a couple versions before this album release, and it took so long for Gypsy Hook. They were part of the AP tour, and that was a big deal because AP in the scene, they were like the magazine for scene bands, and they threw on a tour. I don't know what year it was, but there was a tour. They had a bunch of up and coming bands playing. The headliners were like all-time low, and the matches were there. Sonny Mora Project was there. Fun piece of trivia about me is I've seen From First to Last on the Black Clouds and Underdogs tour, and then I saw Sonny on his solo shit, and then I got to see a set of Skrillex at the Sasquatch Festival, which I particularly did not enjoy half as much as this. Skrillex is a type of overstimulation that my brain does not compute well with, but the Sonny Project is actually something I remember being quite fond of. This is stuff I would play to like put me to sleep. Do you know what's funny is I feel like this has been less dated. Like this feels less dated than Skrillex does. I don't necessarily attach this of a certain era of a certain genre, and you can feel the seeds, you can feel the pieces, what Sonny would go on to do. The way that it's presented here is just toned down enough, produced just enough for it to still be kind of pleasant and not that overstimulated feeling that I get with his later work. I don't really have any comments on like Sonny, or I don't really know too much about him personally beyond I really, really enjoy From First to Last, and I think that the From First to Last Heroin album is one of the goddamn best scene albums ever exist, but I don't think that he deserves to have half the ego that he does give off in like interviews and whatnot, but that's just my perspective. Mora, those are jammets. Those are pretty enjoyable songs that I would show anyone who likes vaguely electronic music with pretty singing. It gets a little too sappy, a little too Breathe Carolina-y. I think Sonny has a really, really good ear at the very least.
Tell me what you gonna do tonight. My friends are calling you.
Speaking of switching genres, I had never listened to Never Shout Never, kind of in the category of Secondhand Serenade. I knew a song or two, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really listen to it. However, for some reason, Eat Me While I'm Hot, this little EP, this thing, oh my God, it like clicked with my neurodivergency on every level that made it just a force on repeat. Cringy as it may be, of its time it may be, there was a certain level of catchiness and hookiness while also giving me the heaviness that didn't make it feel embarrassing. The group I was in, if a band didn't scream, if a band wasn't heavy, then it's kind of embarrassing and they kind of suck. I'm just here for the vibes.
You are sober, acting drunk, many close. This is my town, this is my pride, these are my friends.
This one's hard because it sucks. Don't get me wrong, it sucks. But it sucks in a way that it kind of hits me in my heart. It's only 4 songs and it's so harmless. Right in the middle. That's what happens when I can't make up my mind about you. But then I'm looking at this, I'm like, I like them a whole lot better than Avenged Sevenfold. You can give or you can take, and it's like, for me, I put them up here, but I get most people put them up here. For me, I put them down here, but most people would put them up here. And it's like, that's just how it goes.
But them's the breaks.
I couldn't find the music video from them that I used to watch on the telly. It used to be on Music Choice, Music Now. It wasn't this one. I don't know this song, but there's another music video out in the fucking prairie. On the fucking prairie. Fine. That's fine. Do you know what's funny is like my iPod might actually be like a relic of value because a lot of the songs that I long for, that I want, don't exist on here on YouTube because I got them through other means. There was a music player on MySpace that allowed you to upload songs that people could download for free. And I utilized that by sorting through local bands and just going through page by page by page, downloading every song I could and putting it on my iPod. If I liked a band, I kept it on there, and then I would try and periodically check in with the band and see if they would put out anything new. That was a connection. That was a scene. That is how I heard about things. That's how I connected to people. For an entire music video that I would watch quite often, that I felt connection to because I saw myself in these dudes and I saw myself wanting to be a part of a band, of a group of music that represented beauty and the joy and the softness of a voice. Mostly I just like boys who sung with pretty high voices. As you can see, that is a pattern amongst my music, I'll admit it. And I did get gender euphoria or an escape, and maybe I use the emo scene as a space, a vessel to explore aspects of it that did allow for features, expectations of my gender, that it was acceptable for you to have long hair, it was okay to wear eyeliner, it was okay to have girls' pants, and it's like those barriers that were being mixed up and played with within the scene provided a theatrical aspect to it that gave me some sort of escape, and also just kind of gave me an avenue in which I could relieve some of that gender dysphoria that I did feel growing up as a teenager, that obviously I had no capabilities of checking in or doing any sort of sorting through it. While this song isn't good, while this band isn't good, that song was constantly in my head, but it wasn't very good. And I'm sorry, boys. Very much of its time. Very much. When I say like early MySpace screamo emo band, this is like the sound I picture. There's bigness to it, and then there's just growliness to it, and it doesn't really go together, but there's also like fun energy that is created in that dynamic, in that contradiction. I get excited by that. That's punk music. That's rock. That's like trying to break and shape and take the ugly parts of music and making that something impactful, meaningful. And you don't know these things about any genre until you take the time to just dive into it. This band had a lot of meaning to me in how raw and how honest they were in their lyrical presentation. I'll show you some of their good songs, but then I'll show you like the song that is the song. So we know, the fans know that it's the real. These aren't bad though. Kind of long though, like 7 minutes for a song. It's like Ice Nine Kills does that too, because there's a lot of parts to the music. Production. Oof. Oof. There's a sappiness to it, but there's an earnestness to it. There's like a level of honesty that's being represented in the performance that I think makes up for it not being like good. I used to listen to this shit to wake up in the morning. I'm eating my cookies and cream Pop-Tart, frozen because I like them cold, and I'm listening to Cellar Doors Donnie. There's just something about this that just hit. I like the music. I like what they're saying through the songs. And I like how it's structured. The sounds, the production is bad. It doesn't sound good, but it's awful in all the ways that my brain wants to constantly consume, hear it again and again, and absorb. I think Midnight Train to Bellevue is probably the most approachable song. Very like As I Lay Dying and August Burns Ready, but then like Screamo, like Alisana. I don't hate it now. This one has like a bounce to it. I like it. If you were a true emo girl, if you wanted the most emo of the emo music, you listen to Her Only Medicine. So good. It's so good. Look at them. Legendary. Truly legendary. Honestly, I think it's a good song. I just think it's cheesy as fuck and the performance is a little over the top. I like bands that are just like on that rim, just like on that fucking edge, being too much. And it's hard to tell sometimes when it is sincere. I think these guys are a really good example of being just like on that line, of on that border of being the worst shit you've ever heard. But for some reason, I enjoyed it. Also understand if you don't like it, and I do really understand you think it's beyond listenable, because those are like the best recordings that you can hear of the band. They did go on to do an actual studio album, but it wasn't good. So this is where they're gonna sit. And that brings us to our last one of today. I'm sure I will do a part 2 to this video at some point, but we did fill out the chart quite a bit. We did what I set out to do, and we beefed up the tier list, got some bands up on there. That's a lot of fun. I hope to do this again someday, but I think I can sit on this for a while. I'm gonna end on probably the single most obnoxious song that I enjoyed. There is a delightfulness about stumbling upon Bubblegum Octopus and hearing the song, You're a Bad Cat Man. I don't even know how to go about understanding what that was. What we did together, what I showed you. I mean, isn't it obvious?
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
Isn't it obvious? Bubblegum Octopus is a legend, and if you like 100 gags, if you like obnoxious techno intensity, I think it's a good 8-bit type of experimental type music, but I also think that it's a little out of my grasp. It's a little out of what I enjoy upon repeated listen to. There's a novelty effect to it, but I also want to recognize that the instrumentation was actually genuinely really, really good. I just found the vocals to kind of bring it down a little bit, but I'm gonna put Bubblegum Octopus, our most popular category, and that is Jam It. And I'm looking at these. I don't know how I feel anymore. I don't know how I feel looking at the board right now. I don't know if I agree with this. I don't know if I should allow, if they should move, if they should evolve over time, or if I should just get rid of this altogether and just stick with the old either jam it or fucking slam it, you know? Here we are after our journey quest to find music that is bad. I'm happy I can fill out our chart a little more. We do have kind of a fun little upside down staircase going on with a couple of true keens, at the top. Let's give it up for our total jammin'.
Bear is slang for a large, hairy gay man.
You're an idiot!
No, not that one. That one's on this.
My tits stand up like the American flag.
All right. Thank you for watching. This has been a fun experiment. I would love to hear what bands, what oddities, niche that you guys know of, that you guys experience that I can't even comprehend. There are things out there beyond my imagination when it comes to music core trash, and I want to know what they are. I hate feeling out of touch with the scene. I just want to feel like a real one, you know? I'm sick of feeling like a poser. Dirty Dan, hold on. No, I got one. There is one outfit. I'm sick of feeling like...
Have you actually ever seen any punk bands?
That's what this experiment was. I hope it was successful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Why am I so...
It's scientifically proven.
Oh my God. Everybody needs to shut up. I don't want any more frickin' or any more of the... Maybe one more with the...
Caroline. Good times never.
The way that one cuts out, it's so dumb. I'm gonna leave it. Here I go. Cherry blossoms. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you for joining me. My name's Grace. Have a good rest of your day. Think about liking and subscribing, don't ya? All right. Bye now.